I am so sorry, Mr. Malone, if that man has been rude to you, but what can we do? He is our chauffeur.
You're what?
Oh, the driver of our automobile. He can drive a motor car at 70 miles an hour and mend it when it breaks down. We are dependent on our motor cars, you see, and our motor cars are dependent on him, so of course, we are dependent on him.
I've noticed, madam. Every $1,000 an Englishman gets seems to add one to the number of people he's dependent on. You needn't apologize for your man. I made him talk on purpose. And by doing so, I learned that you're staying here in the Granita with a party of English, including me son Hector.
Yes, we intended to go to Nice, but we had to follow a rather eccentric member of our party who started first and came here. Won't you sit down?
Thank you. Miss Robinson, I believe.
Yes.
Your note to Hector reads as follows. Dearest, they have all gone to the Alhambra for the afternoon. I have shammed headache and have the garden all to myself. Jumping Jack's motor and straight over after you here in a jiffy. Quick, 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 you're loving Violet. Now I don't know in what terms young people associate in English society, but in America, this note will be considered to imply a considerable degree of affectionate intimacy between the parties.
Yes, I know your son very well, Mr. Malone. Have you any objection?
Oh, no objection exactly, provided you have understood that my son is altogether dependent on me, and that I must be consulted in any important step he may propose to take.
I am sure you would not be unreasonable with him, Mr. Malone.
I hope not, Miss Robinson. But at your age, you might think many things unreasonable that don't seem so to me.
I suppose there is no use at our playing at cross purposes. Hector wants to marry me.
I inferred from his note that you might. Well, he is his own master, Miss Robinson. But if he marries you, he shall not have a rap from me.
That is not very complimentary to me, Mr. Malone.
I say nothing against you, Miss Robinson. I dare say you are an amiable and excellent young lady. But I have different views for me, Hector.
Hector may not have the views for himself.
Possibly not. Then he does without me, that's all. I dare say you are prepared for that. When a young lady writes to a young man telling her to come to him, quick, quick, quick. Love seems everything, and money seems nothing.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Malone. I do not think anything so foolish. Hector must have money.
Very well. No doubt he can work for it.
What is the use of having money if you have to work for it? Oh, it's all nonsense, Mr. Malone. You must enable your son to keep up his position. It is his right.
I should not advise you to marry him on the strength of that right, Miss Robinson.
What objection have you to me, pray? My social position is as good as Hector's, to say the least. He admits.
Oh, you tell him so from time to time, eh? Hector's position in England, Miss Robinson, is exactly what I choose to buy for him. I've made him a fair offer. Let him pick out the most historic house, castle, and abbey that England contains. The day he tells me he wants a poor wife, worthy of keeping up its traditions, I buy it for him, and give him the means of keeping it up.
What do you mean by a wife worthy of its traditions? Cannot any well-bred woman keep up such a house for him?
Oh, she must be born to it.
Hector was not born to it, was he?
His grandmother was a barefooted Irish girl, who nursed me by a turret fire. Let him marry another sort, and I will not stint her heritage portion. Let him raise himself socially with my money, I'll raise somebody else. As long as there's a social profit somewhere, I'll regard my expenditure as justified. But there must be a profit for someone. A marriage with you will leave things just where they are.
Many of my relations might object very much to my marrying the grandson of a common woman, Mr. Malone. That may be prejudice, but so is your desire to have him marry a title. Prejudice.
You seem a pretty straightforward, downright sort of young woman.
I do not see why I should be made miserably poor because I cannot make profit to you. Why do you want to make Hector unhappy?
I'll get over it all right enough. Men thrive better on disappointments in love than on disappointments in money. I dare say you think that's sorted, but I know what I'm talking about. Me father died of starvation in the Black 47. Maybe you've heard of it.
The famine?
No, the starvation. When a country is full of food and exporting it, there can be no famine. Me father was starved dead, and I was starved to America on me mother's arms. English rule drove me and mine out to Ireland. Well, you can keep Ireland. I like her coming back to buy England. And we're gonna buy the best of it. I want no middle class properties and no middle class women from a hectare. That's straightforward, isn't it? Like yourself.
Really, Mr. Malone, I am astonished to hear a man of your age and good sense talking in that romantic sort of way. Do you suppose the English noblemen will sell their places to you for the asking?
I already have the refusal of two of the oldest family mansions in all of England. One historic owner can't afford to keep the rooms dusted, the other can't afford the death duties. What do you say now?
Of course it is very scandalous, but surely you know that the government will sooner or later put a stop to all these socialist attacks on property.
Do you think they'll be able to get that done before I buy the house? Or rather the abbey? Oh, they're both abbeys.
Well, let's talk sense, Mr. Malone. You must feel we haven't been talking sense so far.
I can't say I do, I mean all I say.
Then you don't know Hector as I do. He is romantic and faddy. He gets it from you, I fancy. And he wants a certain sort of wife to take care of him. Not a faddy sort of person, you know?
Somebody like you, perhaps.
Well, yes. But you cannot very well expect me to undertake this with absolutely no means of keeping up his position.
Oh, stop a bit. I'm not aware I'm asking you to undertake anything.
Of course, Mr. Malone, you can make it very difficult for me to speak to you if you choose to misunderstand me.
I don't mean to take unfair advantage, but we seem to have gotten off the straight track somehow.
Oh, how unlucky. Now, please, Hector, say nothing. Go away until I finish speaking to your father.
No, Violet, I need to have this thing out right away. Dad, you've not played this hand straight.
What do you mean?
You've opened a letter addressed to me. You've impersonated me and stolen a march on this lady. That's dishonorable.
Now you take care of what you're saying, Hector. Take care, I tell you.
I have taken care. I am taking care. I'm taking care of my honor and my position in English society.
Your position is big up by my money. Do you understand that, boy?
Well, you've just spoiled it all by opening up that letter. A letter addressed to me, not to you. A confidential letter, a private letter, a delicate letter. Opened by my father. That's the sort of thing a man can't struggle against in England. The sooner we go back together, the better.
Please, Hector, don't be unreasonable. It was quite natural for Mr. Malone to open my letter. His name was on the envelope.
You've no common sense, Hector. I thank you, Miss Robinson.
I thank you too. That's very kind of you. My father knows no better.
Hector, I'm
no
telling
use
you.
hectoring me any longer. Private letter's a private letter, Dad. You can't get past that.
I won't be touched!